Probably use 3 tractors. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. Obviously, I'll try that potentially after the stream. I don't want to cut into the stream and be doing stuff that nobody can see what I'm doing. But thanks for that. And the sheep have enough water to be going on with today. And I think it was down here. I'm lost. Yes, we go down here, we turn right and turn. There's going to be a gate over there somewhere. So, keep going. Looks like our main weeding or our current reading contract's nearly done. So we'll be able to run over there and collect on that. Though the Arian was a little short on diesel. It's not a thirsty tractor, so it should not be too much of a problem, I don't think. Oh, this looks a little bit open. Indeed. Wow, no field. No fences, no hedges. This is good. Let's pull on here. AI worker. Work the headlands. Do the up and downs first. Do 3 headlands. 3 meters. Go. Go. And go. I thought I said do the up and downs first. Do not go over there. Thank you. I was getting a little bit worried there because he's pointing at this field behind us. And it's like, are you going to go and cultivate that field over there? No. He's... Oh, I see what he did. Okay. Awkward angle, but yeah, okay. You do your thing. That's fine. We need to find this guy because he's done. Go home, worker. You're done. Fold that up, and now I need to get to field 64. Is the gate here? No, the gate's up at the top. How are we doing for diesel? Diesel's fine. Like I said, this is not a thirsty tractor, and it's not really doing seriously heavy work here, so that's fine. Oops, just ripped my jeans. Okay. Don't need that. We need to go there, and that one's complete. Collect that. And we're up to 20,000. I think what that now means is I have recovered the cost of the weeder, which was a great investment, I think. And we've also recovered the cost of messing up the production that I bought, and I bought a sugar beet factory instead of a spinnery. So that's all a good thing. Now, I'm hoping we get the... I might try down here. I'm hoping we get the... Oh, this is on the right, okay. The production level up mod that was in Farm Sim 19, which would let me level up the production to double its capacity and rate of production. I was using that in Farm Sim 22. It's nice in that you don't have to build multiple production facilities. You can just have one and have it do the job of multiple. Okay, that worker's good. So you're going to weed that. We are cultivating the other field, 2% done. So you are going to do our own farm jobs. Oh, that's the windrower. Yes, indeed. Get that out, put it there. Then we'll go get the mower. And back it up, there we go. So, we have some nice lush looking fields over here. So, yeah, definitely make some money with these. Once again, it seems many episodes I am doing mowing, but yeah, it is what it is, and they're not very big fields, so we just don't have a lot of other things going on at the farm at the moment. Now, eventually we'll get to the point where I have all the lands. I have more arable farmlands that the mowing becomes a low what am I trying to say? It becomes a job that I do occasionally. I do have to keep doing, but it's not going to be a vast investment in my time getting it done. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, and really, even with the small equipment I have, it doesn't take that long. Plus, these fields are kind of small in the grand scheme of things, so it's not like it takes me long to do all three. We've had, in the past we've had, I've got a 30-acre field of grass. That's going to take a little while. This one, not so much. So I'll go around the headland twice. Ooh, you don't like that, do you? Now, this is actually my lowest horsepower tractor, but even my big, the 6 does not give us much in the way of power. So I can only run a single mower. I can't even run a mower on the front of these. At least not this version. Okay. So, we'll cut the grass. We will get it rowed, and then we'll start baling and wrapping it. So, best value is make silage. So that's really the plan right now. I need to turn around the income, so silage is the way to go. Not actually sure how much grass we're going to make here. The fields are a lot more, what's the word for it? There is a lot more moisture in the crop now, so we should get a much better yield as we have been having. So typically I got 3-4 bales from each field, which is just horrible. But now that we've got precision farming, it looks like all of the grass fields are low, which means the bestest stuff. Although the pH on these fields is just appalling, so we are going to suffer because of that. That is going to impact our environmental score. Now I'm actually cutting it. This should update the environmental score for this field, or the precision farming ranking. Because at the moment we're only looking at about 58% or 58 points. Because all we've done is soil analysis, and that's all. Oh, can you make that turn? No. Oh, well. That's okay, because we have to come back anyway. So what is it? It's Saturday the 10th. So yeah, no tornado warnings this weekend. They won't be testing the sirens, should I say. That was last weekend. This weekend, the kids have decided. The boy has a friend at school who invited him to come and stay for the weekend, so he decided to do that. And girl's still doing mostly her own thing, so she comes over occasionally, usually about once a month. Last weekend they were off with grandparents because it was a school thing, apparently, to not do school yesterday. That's close enough. And we are getting, while I'm doing this manually, we are getting more of the field than the workers will usually facilitate. So, extra grass, nice. Although I'm not sure I want to cut wide there, because our windrower is the width of the tractor, and so we're probably going to be arguing with those trees somewhat. Maybe that's okay. Get that bit there, and like I said, tractor's having a little bit of trouble going over rough ground where I've already cut the grass. Try not to make a split. That's good. And I'm actually seeing at least some downed grass on the field, which is a little bit more than we were getting last time, so I am hopeful we'll get a few good bales out of this. Weeding contract. Weeding contract's going okay. I would like him to finish soon. So yeah, the other thing is with this mower, I need one that folds like that. I did get the Kern one which rotates to point directly behind the tractor, and that does not work on this map. Because the roads are so narrow and some of the fields have such narrow entrances, there's nowhere to swing the back end of the mower so you can make it through the gate. So this is the one you're stuck with. And if I had a slightly higher horsepower tractor, I could possibly get the front mower as well and do the job quicker. But really, I don't need to do that. I mean, that field didn't take us that long, and this field won't either. Although during winter there was opportunity at a this one, and a 260 horsepower one of these for about 40,000, but I figured I've got 3 tractors, I don't need another one, so I didn't bother. But that could have been that could have been a good plan to buy that, just because it would give me a little bit more horsepower. But as I said, I decided against it because the tractors we have are quite sufficient for what we're doing at the moment. And we'll go straight across here. Now that would have been interesting. And I've used the I think I've used the 900 Favorite before as a log hauler, because the mod I used in Farm Sim 19 on Oakfield Farm allowed it to have a front loader, and so I could pick up logs. It's a big heavy frame, so you could pick up logs with no trouble at all. And then it had 260 horsepower. You can hitch a log trailer to the back of that and haul it most places. The only downside of it, it's quite a long frame, so it's not very agile in a tight farm. So it's the sort of thing you have to stick out in the open and bring stuff to it to hitch on the back. And then when you get home with it, you unload the equipment and get something a little bit smaller to put it away. As I said, I think 3 tractors is good enough. I mean, we're working a couple of contracts with 2 of them, and even my smallest one is perfectly adequate to run around and cut grass with. Now obviously, as time goes by, if we're doing cultivating contracts and hauling contracts, or cultivating contracts and hauling our own stuff, at that point that might come a problem, because I'm probably looking at the TTV6 to do that sort of thing. And so if bigger contract, we're probably going to see cultivating contracts at the same time as we're looking at planting our fields or stuff like that, or cultivating our fields. Now if we're cultivating our fields, I can't spare the cultivator for somebody else's work. But if we're planting our fields, then we can plant it with a tractor, we can cultivate with another tractor, but if the same tractor's needed for both jobs, that's not going to work out. I'm currently breaking my usual rule of the biggest tractor should have a partner, so I've always got 2 tractors that can do the biggest jobs. And the only piece of equipment I've got at the moment, I'm not even sure actually, our cultivator, it's that one. That cultivator, 110 horsepower, I do believe see RV shift. Yeah, even at the smallest horsepower, that can haul that. I can't remember if I've got the small one or the big one. Down to there. Vehicles. RV shift is... I've got 136 horsepower, which I don't think is the biggest. No, there's... It came with 130, so I stuck with it. I didn't see the point in spending another probably 7,000 for an extra 7 horsepower. That's... And this is the tractor I use for everything else. So things like mowing, it can do all of the mowing stuff. So if I don't need to, if I've got the other 2 tractors doing mowing and what have, or cultivating and hauling grains and what have you, then I can still use this one to cut the grass. If we need to cut the grass at the same time we're doing everything else. So that's fine. So I am seeing there is some deforming of the grass swaths. So we're driving over them. Try not to miss anything here. I think maybe when we get to the end I'll drive along the bottom. How's our weeding going? So if the weeder gets done, what I might do is I'll bring the Arian back and we'll put the windrower on it, and I'll get a worker to windrow the fields, just because I don't have access. Well, that's sad. So that's the other thing I found on this map, is that the field boundaries do not go as far as the fences and hedgerows and walls and what have you. So there's always going to be a little bit of wasteland along the side. But, right there. There we go. And this wall here is a pain in the butt. Because even in the field boundary, I was using the Sam's windrower with the twin vanes, and it kept reversing into that wall and just getting totally lost, which is why I've switched to the short mechanical windrower. See this? The windrows are getting in the way and causing us to slow down. I don't think it's a problem with the horsepower, because we're going straight level here. I think we're going straight level here. Okay. Come down the edge. So I'm looking at the yield at the bottom on the mini map, and that is for the most part, that is a very, very good yield map. So a little bit along the top there, where it's all yellow. Yeah, we're just having problems climbing over the grass windrow, and probably because it's a really good yield. And has nothing to do with we're running the mower on the side of the tractor. But going downhill, it does run a bit. Oh, actually, no. I suppose the end. So as we determined earlier, our land is loam or silty clay. There's nothing in between. So where it's silty clay, we're getting yellow yield, and where it's loam, we're getting green. So I'm happy with that. Oops, sorry, drinking my tea, I wasn't watching where I'm going. Let's lift that up as best we can. Okay, I'm going to do this wrong, but I think for now I am going to drive on the grass while I mow next to us. Oops. That way we're not having issues with driving over the windrows, where, although you shouldn't really drive over the grass that you're planning to keep for stuff. But this is just easier, so we'll go with easy for now. How's the weeding? Is still 96%, so Mr. FedEx, I don't think I'm expecting anything from FedEx today. So my, what is it? My replacement soldering iron heads are coming tomorrow. Mrs. Osa's getting herself a desk lamp. My other stuff came yesterday, so I got a couple of paint sticks and track cutters, because my old track cutter that I've had for like 15 years was all, the blade was all chipped and pretty much no good, so figured I needed a new one. So I bought two just to have a spare. As I said, that arrived yesterday, and I started painting the tracks that I have upstairs. Okay, I'm going to run across the top there. Because for some of it, I'm painting the track away from the basement. I will probably do a little bit of refinement after it's in position, but for now I'll get it painted upstairs, and then as soon as it's ready to go down, then I will take it downstairs,